I stood on the ashes of my cherished Victorian home, watching flames devour a century of memories, while my neighbor Linda smugly sipped her latte, thinking she'd crushed me in our silent war. She didn't know I was a federal judge with the power to unravel her empire. How far would she push before I revealed who I was? It began on a quiet morning, sipping coffee on my gray-tant's antique porch swing, the sunrise casting a glow over my home's vibrant teal trim. Linda Harris, power walking with a crisp envelope, approached my mailbox. Her sharp eyes scanned my yard, snapping photos of my gray-tant's wild peony garden, a chaotic contrast to her manicured lawn. I knew she despised every untamed bloom. The envelope held an exclusive offer to join her new HOA, a $5,000 fee, $400 monthly dues, and a list of demands: paint over the teal trim, rip out the peonies, and remove the vintage wind chimes that had lulled me to sleep since childhood. I declined, voice steady from years on the bench. This house is a family heirloom, and I'll keep its historic charm. Linda's smile vanished. This isn't optional, she snapped. The HOA's registered. Your house is the last holdout. I showed her my deed, predating her HOA, and cited legal exemptions. Her face flushed crimson. Progress is coming. If you don't comply, accidents happen. Old houses burn. Her threat hung heavy as I noticed her husband, Tom, watching from their window, phone in hand. That night, I installed security cameras, sensing this was only the beginning. Linda's campaign escalated. She led HOA members on inspections, photographing my home's teal trim and chimes, whispering about violations. Orange warning letters appeared on my door, citing fake infractions. My peonies were a nuisance. My trim was unapproved. One morning, I caught Linda measuring my grass with a ruler. 12 inches! She crowed to her lackey, Susan. 4 over code. I stepped out, coffee in hand. You're trespassing. She smirked, snapping more photos. Landscapers roared at 7 a.m. Near my bedroom. Anonymous code complaints piled up, but my historic status dismissed them. Linda's HOA meetings, held in her driveway, discussed problem properties, like mine. My cameras caught her dog fouling my lawn, and her feigned shock when confronted. The breaking point came at their block party. Uninvited, I overheard Linda announce, "Some homes don't fit our vision," eyeing my house. Neighbors whispered about my foundation, hinting at structural issues. I documented every move, letters, photos, complaints, building a case. Late one night, my cameras caught Linda and 2 HOA members spraying chemicals on my peonies. Invasive species, she lied, smirking. I confronted her, citing my garden's 1960s registry. Her husband, a retired fire chief, emerged. We're maintaining standards, he growled. Across the street, Mrs. Carter, coerced into the HOA, watched nervously, her garden replaced with Linda's approved shrubs. The next morning, my peonies were black and wilted. At the county office, I uncovered a pattern. Every non-HOA home faced accidents or violations until sold to a shell company tied to Linda's brother. I hid high-definition cameras in my garden. Linda paraded buyers past my home, promising the eyesore would be handled. Harassment intensified. My mailbox was toppled, bins vanished, and fake noise complaints flooded in. My cameras caught Linda loosening my historic fence posts, plotting to force a costly replacement. Then I noticed her team photographing my electrical boxes and gas lines, cataloging vulnerabilities. A chill ran through me. This wasn't about aesthetics, it was a conspiracy. The final blow came as I read a headline about sentencing a corrupt CEO. My clerk burst in. Your Honor, your house is burning! I raced home, black smoke rising. Fire consumed the teal trim, shattering my gray-tant's stained glass windows. Firefighters battled the blaze, but the heat was unbearable. Linda stood in her driveway, latte in hand, chatting with HOA cronies, their satisfaction blatant. Chief Rodriguez approached. Electrical fire. Old wiring's risky. But my recent inspection proved otherwise. My cameras? Offline since 3 a.m., hours before the fire. No coincidence. Through tears, I saw Tom and HOA member Greg in the crowd, their boots caked in ash, matching those from my vandalized garden footage. Linda sauntered over, voice dripping with fake pity. If only you joined the HOA. Historic homes are so flammable. She texted someone, and whispers spread of premium land. Listed for sale. My home was rubble, but I made 3 calls, to an FBI friend, the state attorney, and a private investigator. Linda's glance flickered with unease. Good. My power wasn't in property, it was in justice. While Linda spread rumors I'd torched my own home, I dug deeper. My investigator found that every burned home in the county was sold to Linda's brother's shell company. Former neighbors shared identical stories: harassment, vandalism, fires. One wept over lost heirlooms. Linda's ex-assistant, trembling, handed me a USB drive. She threatened my family. She whispered. The HOA's books showed millions in deposits after fires. Tom, the retired chief, had ruled every fire accidental, securing insurance payouts. My cameras recorded developers at Linda's, planning condos on our land, bribing officials. Linda had done this before: 3 counties, same playbook: form an HOA, drive out holdouts, sell to developers. The smoking gun? City archives showed my property was key to a highway expansion Linda's cronies needed for a shopping complex. Without my land, their millions were at risk. I wired the assistant for a meeting with Linda, capturing her bragging about targeting homes and joking about electrical issues. Each smug wave from Linda fueled my resolve. At the HOA meeting, Linda declared my charred home a nuisance, unveiling redevelopment plans. Objections? She smirked. I stood. I object, Mrs. Harris. Gasps echoed as I spread photos of her on my property the night of the fire, bank records of her shell company's profits, and texts planning the arson. Federal Judge Emily Larson, I announced, donning my robes. Presiding over a RICO case against you. Linda's latte shattered on the floor. FBI agents stormed in, cuffing her and Tom, who tried to flee. Neighbors cheered, years of fear broken. The trial was electric. Packed with reporters and victims, we presented evidence of 15 torched homes, all tied to Linda's HOA. Footage showed her pouring gasoline on my peonies. Tom confessed, detailing bribes and targets. Linda screamed, but her empire crumbled. I read the verdict: 25 years for Linda, 15 for her cronies. No appeal could save her. 6 months later, my rebuilt Victorian gleams with teal trim. Linda's house, sold for restitution, houses a kind family whose kids play freely. Our new community group hosts garden parties, not HOA tyranny. Mrs. Carter's restored rock garden blooms. I keep Linda's broken mug on my desk, a reminder: justice is slow but certain. Sipping coffee amid my peonies, I know the best revenge is rebuilding stronger. What do you think? Was Linda's arrogance her downfall, or did my silence enable her? Share your thoughts below. How far would you go to protect your home? Let's debate. Where's the line between standing your ground and sparking a war?